Randomly going live. I'm sorry, I can't plan these things more than a few minutes in advance because frankly, I need to be the perfect amount of stoned to feel like good about it and have a perfect opportunity. So I am here. I am in a cute little dress that I just got, and I wanted to show it off to someone. I'm also going to be attending the Oasis virtual event virtually tonight. So what that means is at like 9:30, Eastern Standard Time, we basically get to all log in and go to the same chat room, and we get to turn on other people's webcams and have a hangout virtually with a bunch of other sex positive people. So that's what I'm doing tonight. If you guys have ever been interested in joining the Oasis virtual platform, I would recommend starting tonight because I'll be there, as well as Newlyweds, who has been started on this channel. We're going to be hanging out tonight at 9:30 in the virtual space. So I'm not trying to promote Oasis. I'm just saying that's where we're going to be tonight. It does cost money to have a monthly membership with the virtual event, but it doesn't cost money or whatever. So, but it doesn't cost money to attend each event virtually. So if it's $20 is worth it or whatever to you, then I'll see you tonight at 9:30. For now, I wanted to hang out with you and show you my cute dress because I'm feeling a little more like, I don't know, feels like more like feminine and like girly for some reason, like even though it's not like super flowery. Okay, I want to keep up with your comments. All right, ask me anything. I want to know when you are going to meet in AZ. We need a hug. Oh, I would love to travel around. Hang on, I have to make sure these comments stay on the screen. I don't know how to keep them on. How do you feel sad after a group thing and go home alone? Yes, sometimes I do feel sad after a group thing and go home alone. So I would say that as a single girl in the lifestyle, it is very awesome. By the way, if I miss your comments, I will answer them even after the fact in the comment section of the video. They're simply just disappearing off my screen. And if I can't figure out the tech, I promise you I will still get to them. So, even if it's not live, but I promise you. So, yeah, I'll be honest with you. As a single girl in the lifestyle, it's glamorous, it's awesome. We're treated with high value. We're also treated a bit disposable by some couples, some people. And eventually, I'm the one that goes home and no one holds my hand, So I do think that it can bring great pleasure and fulfillment and involvement for a single woman to be a part of sex, even if you're not in a relationship. Pull it down and it will hold. Okay, so hang on. You rock. Thank you. You're like on my tech team now, okay? Thank you so much. I can see all the comments now. Okay. Oh, it disappears again, but I promise I will keep it going. So that is a good question, and yes, it happens. Okay, so yes, I will come to Arizona, as soon as I can. Commando, no, I actually do not let myself go commando when I'm on YouTube ever again, because I have had to blur my you-know-what lips too many times, okay? And I don't mind the fact that they slip out once in a while. It's YouTube that gets upset about it, okay? And I don't want to lose my contact with you guys. Do you ever, yeah, Oasis sounds awesome. Shame I'm a few thousand miles away. It's true, but there is sex clubs everywhere, man. There's sex clubs in the most conservative places. You'd be so surprised. So I do have a link on my website, TorontoUnicorn.com, that has almost like you put in your state. So Arizona would be one where you could start, and it'll give you a list of like either sex clubs, swinger clubs, strip clubs, whatever, like something to get you started. You could also join Facebook groups that are create a dummy account. Everyone needs a dummy account, and join a group that's like, I don't know, Cincinnati, swingers, like something like that, and network about being a swinger in your state, and you'll find people that way as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep answering the questions. Thank you, fun-loving couple. I really appreciate it. Hello from Oklahoma. You're very cool, babe. Thank you, Tony. That's so sweet. Nice rack. Thank you. I'm giving you some cleave right now. Have you been smoking herb? Yes, I have. Are we allowed to approach you if we see you at the club? Yes, of course. I would, especially fans. If you come up to me and say you're a fan, I'm gonna be very happy to see you. Unless you're interrupting my sex or something, that would be different. But no, I'm very happy to meet fans. I love knowing who I've impacted with my content, and seeing the smile on your faces, frankly, because that's why I do it. So yes, I actually do want you to approach me. So it doesn't mean I'm gonna sleep with my fans. Now I've slept with a few fans, but it's not like I sleep with a lot of people either in general. So statistically, no, I'm not gonna sleep with my fans, but it's not never say never. After all, I do like a goddess adoring, submissive once in a while. So I like to get that organically. I don't want to have to work very hard for that, Anyways, okay, so let's keep going. Ask me anything, guys. I'll answer. I mean, if you ask me something I'm not going to answer, I'll still say, thanks for the question, whatever. Okay, so let me keep going. Glad to see you. I hope you're going. I'm going Sunday. Okay, cool. I technically don't normally give my advance notice of when I'm going, but I actually might be attending that event. And it is a bit of a kink heavy night that night on Sunday. It's what's it called? I don't remember. But anyways, it's isn't that? I don't remember. So I wouldn't recommend it for newbies, because sometimes you can see people in things like leather masks or leather harnesses, things that you just wouldn't normally necessarily walk around seeing. Deviant Playground, thank you so much, Goddess of Games. Yeah, so Deviant Playground is a great night if you're into that kind of stuff. But I'll be very honest with you guys, when I was new to the sex club environment, I remember going on a Deviant Playground night, and I had to leave after like 10-15 minutes, and I went home because it wasn't for me. And it was like almost like I was like in a different like level of a video game that I hadn't seen before, and I was like, no. So you gotta remember that you gotta go at your own pace in this lifestyle to enjoy it. And if I went from 0 to 100, I would have hated it. But because I went from 0 to 10 to 0, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, I was able to get myself all the way up to where I'm at now, which is basically like doming a bunch of people, having gangbangs and shit. It's pretty fun. Okay, so let's keep going. Touch my hammer through the fence. I'm not sure what that means. Touch the hammer through the fence. God, I'd love to hang out with you. Well, I love to hang out with fans. I've hung out with a lot of them. Lisa Nikki. Okay. We just want a hug from our star. Oh, you guys are so sweet to call me a star. I just want to thank you for being an inspiration for me and my wife's MMF recently, back on the horse, so to speak. Thank you so much, Kevin Nolan. I really do want to hear these stories, because I want to know. Daisy, stop. She always makes fucking noise when I'm busy. Hey, I can't edit this shit. Stop. You. Stop. Anyways, I'm not the only attention whore in the house, apparently. Yeah, so I love hearing those stories, because I've heard a few stories recently. Some of the fans came into my DMs in a few places and said, I had my first threesome because of you, and like, yay, and like it's an awakening. This lifestyle can be an awakening, and I like, what I like to say to people is, it can be the first day of the rest of your life. And that's how I felt about it when I found this lifestyle, and I think a lot of people I've met feel the same way when they find it. So like I said, don't ever try to convince the wrong person who's I can't even swear. I'm live. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. This cat does not normally do this. I don't know what to do. Okay, let's try and chill now. Like, she I don't know how many ways she can make noise, but like, she's finding them all. I really love the questions. Keep them coming. Ask me anything. By the way, I do want to mention, just because I started the video with the same way, I am attending a virtual Oasis Aqua Lounge event tonight, September 30th, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are a member of the Oasis site, you can join for free. If you're not, I think it's like something like $20, $25 for the month, and you could always cancel. I'm not promoting them. I'm just saying that's where I'm going to be tonight, as well as Newlyweds. And usually some people take some, things off on the webcam, because it's not YouTube. And it's also a good and a friendly and welcoming group of people who can invite you into the lifestyle. So if you've ever been curious and you don't even know how to start as a swinger, why don't you start virtually tonight? And maybe I'll see you at 9:30, because I'll be wearing this dress. I think that I might have a different bottom on, though. You'll see. Okay, I'm going to read the questions. Keep them coming. Okay, so sounds like it will be super fun. Yes, you seem like you're fun to kick it with. If only I was in Canada. I do feel like I'm fun to kick it with, because I really just have this kind of mentality that like I'm not like ever gonna do anything or adult the way other people do it. So like I don't have like a lease or like a car or like a house. I don't want those things. I don't want the responsibility right now. I don't want to, I'm anti-responsibility, and I don't usually use negative words to describe myself. I usually use the positive version, but because of this, it's the way to explain. I didn't want kids for a very big reason. I don't want the responsibility. And I remember one time, and not that I'm a big giant fan of Kanye West, but like music's music. I remember once he said something about when someone gave him a Coke on an airplane, and he was upset because then he had to be responsible for the Coke on the airplane. And I absolutely can relate to that feeling. I don't like responsibility that way too. I'm very responsible, but I choose what I'm responsible or what my responsibilities include, right? So that's just very part. So I guess I'm just kind of like, I'm like that uncle or not uncle. I'm like your aunt that like never grew up, you know? So, and I do have nieces, and I'm the same person to them too. So just so you know, I can't really hide who I am. Okay, let's keep going. Finally, chat alive. Hello, Rain. No, that's so cute. Hey, honey, sending you love and kisses on your pink bits. Oh, that's cute. Thank you. Everyone hit the thumbs up. Oh, you guys are so nice to say the thumbs up. Yes. By the way, I have to say, everybody who has shared my content in some way or another, with whether it's like sharing one of my TikToks, by the way, I've got like 6 or 7 TikToks. All the links are on my social media links on my website. But basically, if you share my content, you are giving me the gift of saying, I think your content is good enough that I want to show someone else and pass it along. And I'm telling you, it means a lot to me because I do a lot of this for free, and I really love the audience sharing with people who would get a kick out of it too. So thank you for doing that. Especially if you ever buy my merch, by the way, my merchandise, my clothing. I want to see photos of it. I do. I would love to. So, okay, let me keep reading audience questions. Okay. We had a few experiences a few years ago. Was going through cancer treatment and noticed my wife looking at women. Okay. Between chemo and operation, we went out and caught her kissing a woman. Fascinating. I mean, cancer is a pretty scary thing to face, and it can also I don't know, change perspective on how short life is, frankly. And sometimes it's like, well, why don't you like act on these fantasies? Why don't you act on these things? So it's not, it's a hard thing to deal with, and I'm sorry you guys had to deal with that. I think a lot of women late in life figure out they like this. It's weird. Like it's not like we grew up thinking something like I did, but it's not like most people I know grew up thinking they're going to be swingers. They just realize that sex is really just recreational, like responsible fun between adults. It's just as included in our environments as alcohol and weed. So that's how it goes. All right, so let's keep going. Hello from Sarnia. Oh, you are kind of from my small town hood, man. I'm from a very small town. I don't want to give the name of it. I don't think it really matters, but like, let's just say I'm near Bowmanville, Curtis area. Like I'm familiar with Sarnia. It's very nice to have you here. Okay, let's see. Your eyes are so beautiful. Thank you so much. They are my real eye color. I just think that the ring light really does add something to them. Otherwise they can look a little different, like duller. Okay. What is the craziest bukkake you have witnessed? So it was a sad one. It was a girl who went up there for her birthday. I think it was her 40th birthday. And she went on the stage and she had a group of men in the room. And I think I've told this story before, but just listen to it again. They were live streaming a certain part of the event for the virtual Oasis platform. So people were watching from the virtual platform. I know it's just a bunch of other swingers, but anybody else participating might not be comfortable showing up on a camera, right? And so this girl was up there. It's vulnerable. Think about it. You're there. You've never done anything like this. There's a bunch of men in the room, and you get on your knees, and no one's coming, right? And no one is coming. And she looked around the room, and she didn't understand. And think about that. That's like your worst fear. It's like public speaking or telling a joke, and no one laughs. No one was coming. And she had no participation from any man. And they were all just kind of blinking at her. And then she ended up leaving the stage, and she didn't look happy, and then no one saw her again. So it really can be important that, I don't know. I don't even know what we could have done to fix that because, it's not like anyone really knew why, but I just felt in the moment, like that's like your worst fear, It's like going to be, gangbanged, and then like a guy wants to do it. Like that's hard, right? So that was my hardest one. Okay, so I'm going to keep going down the questions. Thank you. Love your free spirit about your sexuality. Thank you very much. I've always been like this. I've always wanted to hear the dirty stories and, like, read the sexual things and all those things. What's the craziest fantasy you fulfilled? My craziest fantasy I fulfilled is my very first orgy in a hotel room. It was in January of this year, 2022. And it was for a friend at the time who the sex clubs had just closed because of another another COVID lockdown. And we had planned kind of like a big group play situation. And unfortunately, the club closed, and we still had a bunch of people interested, and we pulled it off. So I think it was like 6 people who ended up in the same room, 3 girls, 3 guys, and we were kind of like we started to play Truth or Dare, and I've never really played Truth or Dare when I felt really comfortable, because sometimes you don't want to kiss anything, or like you don't know what they're going to ask you. But when it's kind of like a swinger party, like, you're allowed to see where it goes, and I think that was really fun. And so what I really liked about it was, for example, the guy at the time, my friend at the time was Jay, and he got 3 girls to give him a blowjob at the same time, and like got a photo of that and a video of that. And I was like, happy birthday, like that is like I'm a gift giver in terms of my love languages. So for me, that's kind of the point of it. But that was a big fantasy of mine. Okay, so let's keep going. I have a video of it too, just so you know. I just can't sell it. It's just for my personal use. Okay, I'm keep going. Ari's here. Is doggy your favorite position? Yes, it is. Let me tell you. First of all, I'm kind of like, I enjoy relaxing, and so I like to be in a position that's relaxing, especially when I'm getting pounded. And doggy style, I don't know, it allows me to feel like my ass is on display too, and I like that a lot. I like the men who like my ass, frankly, because it's like, it's big, and you can tell the guys who know, who want a big ass and who don't. And so anyways, yeah, I like doggy. Okay, I'm such an overshare. I'm glad you guys like that. My coworkers didn't really love it. What does R like? What do you mean, what does R like? R likes a lot of things. Can you be more specific? I'm sure she might be able to answer, actually. She's on that chat. I'm not going to out her, though. Okay, so keep the questions coming. You guys can ask me anything right now. I think I've run out. We all like men who like our asses. Yes, we do. We like them to be appreciated and spanked in the right way. And we've recently learned there's certain, correct ways to spank, different ways. I've learned in BDSM especially, there's like right and wrong ways to hit someone. Like, you just don't want to hurt someone for real. You want to hit soft tissue, like not bone, not joints, things like that. So these are things that I didn't know before. Okay, I've got shit to show you. Do you want to see it? You gotta say below, otherwise I don't. I have show and tell. I have TorontoUnicorn show and tell. Okay, awesome. Are you guys ready? So I've recently decided that I want to wear nipple covers for some of my content. And so I have these nipple covers that have tassels on them. And so in a video soon, I'm going to have this. No bra, nothing, just this. I might even wear it tonight at the Oasis event, because I need to like see if they work. I don't want to just like, keep them in a drawer. Anyways, and then I have a few other ones. So these ones are like, I don't know if you can really see. They're like mermaid print, almost like pride print. And then this one I really like because it matches some of my outfits and my boots. So this, like, I'm really going to be having fun with those. Now, this I bought. Mostly, I think I'm going to need R to be the model for this, not necessarily me. But this is boob tape. Now, if you've got big knockers and you really can't go without a bra, as I've learned from R. And so what this stuff I've seen happen is you basically tape it underneath the boob. Tape it under, I'm telling you. And that's it. One piece of tape. So I don't know. But we're going to see. All right, I got one more thing to show you. Are you guys ready? So I have a little clip going on my Swinger Shop YouTube channel and all sorts of media, but this is a shirt that I got made for Miss Jyla Valentine, 3-hole princess. It's a crop top. I put it on my boob pillow because I didn't want to model it myself. It's not made for me. It's for her. And I think it might fit her better anyway. So this is called 3-Hole Princess. And this is for when she goes to, I don't know, bukkake night or a DTF night and wants to send a message to the boys. So, yee-hoo. I like to dress up, you know, you can dress for the occasion, right? Like, and so that's why my Springer Shop store, I like to make stuff that I would want to be in a scene. Like, would I want to attract men at a club to have sex with me if I was wearing a hoodie and baggy pants? Maybe not. But would I be wearing a dress that has honeycomb print and the word queen bee on it? Like, then you're gonna know I'm looking to be more treated like a goddess, queen bee, you know, versus a whore kind of thing. So every girl's got their kink, every guy's got their kink, everybody in between's got their kink. Just, you got to find ways to communicate it. And I think that clothing, especially clothing that's sexy and meant for a club environment, that of course you're going to end up taking off, but there's still a lot of action and communication that happens before those clothes come off. So yeah, that's what I really like. Okay, keep the questions coming. All right. So yes, so R says that she likes doggy, whatever, for the same reasons, I think. Yes, you guys are lucky to get R answering some questions. Keep them coming. Love your channel. Been a fan for a long time. Thank you, Michael. That's so great. I actually recently started watching my content over again from the beginning, and I gotta say, first of all, it's a lot of fucking content. And second of all, and I have a new playlist called Wanna Watch from the Beginning, because it's very hard on YouTube to watch video after video in the right order that you want, especially when you want oldest to newest. And so I made a playlist for that, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And I'm like 15 videos in, and I've got like, I don't know, 400 more. So it'll be a while, but I had no idea what was coming. I had no idea I was going to be some hardcore swinger. I had no idea I was going in this direction. I mean, I knew I wanted to, but like my videos started very differently. I started giving advice to men about how to get pissed off girlfriends back, because I had a boyfriend that was like pissing me off, and I was like giving him advice kind of through my channel in a way, not necessarily for him, more to like communicate because I learned it from our experience. But I mean, it helped. But yeah, I don't talk to that guy anymore. Yeah. I just have a question. Have any of you guys read my journals on my website? Please leave a comment and let me know, because I have more that I've written that I haven't necessarily published because I think they're kind of personal. But I want to know, is there people who want to know my inner world? Yeah, I want to know, because it's not all, it's poetry. Some of it's poetry, but not your standard poetry. TorontoUnicorn poetry, Oh, by the way, that classy grunge video, by the way, that one with my sparkly dress and the song, I had a different version for YouTube that had a small voiceover, and it was very sexy and very alluring. And I got really scared that it was going to get taken down and put a mark on my channel because of how solicitating it was giving off. And so I had to strip it down, give you guys the watered down version. But I had fun making that adult voiceover, and you're going to want to hear it because it was meant to be saved for your phone kind of thing, Okay, so keep asking the questions. Yes, thank you, Fun Loving Couple. I love that you're reminding people to like the video. It really does help my channel, especially when you like and watch the whole videos. Let me hear from Bill here. It says, it is great to watch your level of excitement raise when you tell your stories and adventures. Very sexy. Thank you. It's true. I think when you get in touch with your passion in life, it really illuminates you from the inside out. And I think that I look younger today as a 38-year-old woman than I did as a 34-year-old woman, because I wasn't as enlightened from the inside out back when I was stuck in vanilla, boring world of like, it's almost like, in my opinion, I was so unaware of the swinger lifestyle and like how to be involved, or like whether I wanted to be involved, that it felt almost like when I discovered it, like I was like, almost like I had been living in the Truman Show before, and like no one wanted to tell me about this thing. And I was like, you're telling me, when I figured this out, I'm like, you're telling me that there is a place where people can whip out a blowjob and no one is bothered by it. Okay, keep talking. Okay, I want to hang out at that place. And I know a lot of my friends want to hang out at a place like that too. Some people know, sure. But those people can stay, in my opinion, in the Truman Show. Okay, I don't mean to offend anyone, by the way. It's just my opinion is that I have a hard time breaking through to new audiences because there is a lot of censorship in the social media world, and they don't want a bunch of swingers being made, just so you know. By the way, don't forget to vote. Okay, but just asking preference, black or white. Well, for me, I think I grew up in a small town. I grew up with mostly, small town boys. It was mostly white for me. I have had a few black men encounters that one of them gave me the ability to have rolling orgasms. Like, orgasm, or holy shit. So he's finally remembered. I don't talk to him right now, but if I saw him again. Do I have a video about him? I do. It's the video about my first successful DTF night. That guy. His name's Mike. He was the guy that ate me out in the pool after I had that bad date. Okay, let's go. That's how we met. Okay. What is the most amount of guys waiting for just you in one night? Well, waiting for me is an interesting way to put that because I don't have sex a lot with people I don't know, right? So I wouldn't know why people would wait for me. But people talk to me all the time at the club. I think I'm a pretty open-minded, friendly girl. But I don't know what the question is. Can you refine the question about people waiting for me? I just want to make sure I understand. No, I am not barefoot. I don't want to show my panties, but I'm in my boots. These are my smoking weed boots. Okay. Let's keep going. Love your channel. This is from Mark. Love your channel. My lady friend will be going to a swinger club next Friday. Yeah. We have been to one other. We just took in all what was going on. We were hoping to do a soft swap. Any ideas? Yay, Mark. So I do have a playlist, Mark, called Advice for Singles Wanting to Go to the Sex Club Alone. I understand you're not a single and you're not going for the first time, but there's content in there that is like how to socialize at a sex club, what 3 things not to say to someone at a sex club, things like that I think are really good to mentally prepare you. But if you're interested in soft swap, first of all, not a lot of experienced swingers might not be interested in soft swap. So you might be looking for more other new swingers. And so you might want to keep that open. It's okay to start a soft swap. A lot of couples advance to full swap eventually though. But yeah, I would just say that, enjoy the environment. It doesn't have to be about whether you hook up with another couple, but whether you had a good night at all. It can be, go for the date night experience. And then if you find another couple that you guys want to kiss with or something, sure, see what happens. Enjoy the ride. Just go by your own rules, but just make sure that you're clear about them and you respect others' rules as well. Like, for example, somebody recently joined a scene, and before they had the scene, they communicated that they didn't want to do a blowjob. They don't feel comfortable in a sex club giving blowjobs to people they don't know. That's just their line. And the guy said, sure. But then, like, in the middle of sex, he asked for a blowjob, and she was like, what? No, like, that's not okay. So those are the kind of things you got to make sure you remember to, like, listen to. Condoms are very important. Practice. If you're not used to having sex in a condom, Mark, my goodness. You got to practice. That's going to be like game day shit, You're going to need it to be ready. Okay, how do I bring this down? Okay, here we go. No, not barefoot. Oh, Mark, go at your own pace in your own way. Yes, definitely. I mean, I've had some of the best date nights at a sex club, I've usually picked up other people when I was with those people because that's also my goal. I don't do that just for the man. Like, I think on some level, I do it for people to be happy too, right? Of course. But I don't do it because I don't think, a man would be happy with me if I didn't. I just want to. I want to share these things. All right. So what does Michael say? It says, oh, we don't kiss, so rules are rules. So I will say the kissing rule, fair enough. Everyone's entitled to have rules. And that's why you've got to be clear about that, because I was in the middle of a scene with a threesome, and I went up to kiss the husband or the boyfriend, by the way, who had already kissed me once. And then he said, no, I don't want to. And I was like, huh? No one wants to be rejected when they're going for a kiss in a threesome. But it was just because he didn't feel good about it. And he should have just said so in advance. it happens, it's fine. But those are the kind of things that you just got to make sure someone knows. And for me, if I'm not gonna lie, if I were to come up against a couple that said they had a no kissing rule, I wouldn't be interested, because for me, kissing is part of passion, and I would want to be able to do that, as well as suck their dicks. You know what I'm saying? But to each their own. Okay, your stories are so interesting to me. I'd love to experience what you've experienced. Yeah, I mean, they're really interesting to me too, because it's new. I'm not super experienced. It's been about 3-4 years now since I've been swinging. And I had no idea where I was going. I was just as nervous and shy as you guys can imagine, right? Like, I would Google Earth Oasis Aqua Lounge and like see what the building looked like. And like, I remember once I like walked by the street it was on, and I like looked down really intently. That's where it is. Like, that's how it takes a bit to like, hey Ray, it takes a bit to like work up your confidence to go. And so that's why, by the way, I've got an announcement. I recorded a podcast episode again with Strictly Anonymous Podcast. It's going to be going up in a few days. And when it does, I have a video ready to fire that's going to go up on my channel. That's a little clip of it. And then I'm going to give you the link, and you're going to go to her channel and you're going to watch an hour interview. That's an audio hour interview with yours truly, Toronto Unicorn, talking everything to do about being an orgy director, because it was basically the whole conversation. So that's coming in a few days. I'll be putting a video up as well as sharing that link. Okay, anybody else have questions? Pop them in. Okay, what is your age that you're interested in, young or older guys? Okay, Orlando, man, I'm gonna offend some men, I'm telling you. Are you guys ready for an honesty pill? Are you ready for this? Man, all right, I can feel your warning. I think personally, the more women my age that I know, they don't want younger men necessarily. Some women specifically want younger men. Doesn't matter what age, whatever. So there's that. And you want to know why? Want to know why? This is going to sound a little harsh, but to be honest, this is where just some honesty is hard to hear sometimes. We want to be fucked well. And people who are in their 20s are still kind of learning, getting their rhythm, and learning the importance of women's pleasure and, consistency and asking and communicating in sex and even just knowing how to grab a woman and position her ass so that you can put your dick in alignment is a skill. Get good at it. You're going to need to do it. So these are the things that we see sometimes kind of men in their 20s fumble around with at clubs. And like, I mean, to be honest, like I have to say, one time I saw R specifically, she's like ass in the air, ready to accept this man's D, and he can't line it up. And she's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm sitting here, I'm fully exposed. He keeps trying and like maneuver. This is what I'm saying. So when you have a man that's like, maybe for example, like men in their 40s, they know how to fuck you differently. And so I think for women that I know, that's why. Now, having said that, there's exceptions, obviously. Mr. Gila Valentine is a younger man, way younger than most men I would ever fuck, but he's also a wonderful partner because he, first of all, has a lot of experience. He's also very talented, and he's also just very passionate about what he does. So he's an exception, but that's just it, is like, my best advice for a guy who's like maybe in his 20s is to go to DTF night and actually have sex in front of people, because if people think that you fuck well, they might just want to talk to you after you fuck, not necessarily before you fuck. Just saying. Keep the questions coming. I'm in my honesty mood. Well, that's every day. Okay, let's keep going. Truth, thank you. At 46, you made me smile. That's great. Yeah, no, it's a real thing. I want to live in California. I'm not really sure where to go. Oh, so I have friends that live in California. There's a lot. So go to my website, TorontoUnicorn.com. I have a website there that links to clubs or stuff in your state. Get started. Just get your foot in the door. Start talking to people. Ask other people in your city when you connect with them where to go. You will find commonality in that. And basically, that's actually how you talk to people. Maybe you don't ask them to fuck you. Maybe you're like, hey, so where do people chat in, Cincinnati, wherever. I don't know where Cincinnati came in. I don't know. I don't even think I heard that today. Okay, yeah, California, if you can't find it, come to Arizona. We'll show you. That's cute. Okay, keep the questions coming. I'm really liking this. And then just as a reminder, I am going to be attending the Oasis virtual event in half an hour from now. So I'll be turning this camera off and going to the Oasis one. And it's a virtual place for swingers who hang out, and sex is allowed on camera, and it's a space. So if you've never gone to a swinger party, if you've never gone to a swinger club, if you have never even imagined what these things are, the safest way for you to experience that, in my opinion, is a virtual event. And so I'm doing that tonight at 9:30, September 30th. I'll be there with Newlyweds. Sometimes R likes to pop in. And you know what? We're a welcoming group, and you turn on your webcam and you talk to us like other humans. You can wear clothes. You don't have to do anything on camera. But you will see sex, like you will see people like, you know, enjoying themselves, and that's okay. That's what the whole point is. So that's where it is. You can Google, if you can Google, you can Google the word Oasis Aqua Lounge virtual platform, and you'll find that link. I'm going to be putting a link to that on my website as well. Okay. Oh, Bill, I have to go to work, but you made my evening with this live chat. I hope you do more. Always ready for more of your great content. Thank you so much, Bill. Have a wonderful night at work. Yeah, I hope you check out my fan page too, because I publish content multiple times a day. So I like to give people a reason to smile, you know? So have a good night. Okay, keep the questions coming. Okay, age doesn't matter. I thought it's all about your attitude. That's true. Attitude is very, very important. I will say that, you want to hear one of the funniest things, that one of the surprises about doing a YouTube channel and sharing my life, one of the biggest surprises that I've had, that it's okay, is that no one really cares what happens to the guys that I date. No one has really asked what happened to them all. Because I've gone on plenty of great first dates, second dates, and done vlogs about them, mostly on my other channel. And then, like, I just never mention that man again. That man never appears again. And it's like, we just move on as if it never happened. No one ever fucking asked what happened to these guys. But truthfully, they all have different answers. But I get ghosted too, man. I got really sad. The last guy that I went on a date with, where I felt that there was real spark on the first date. I even called him Mr. Sparkle. He was a very good energy, and he just never hung out with me again. He blew me off. I might have overshared a bit too much on a first date. And yes, I overshare a lot normally, but this was like quite an overshare probably, but whatever. You can't regret being yourself, I guess. And for the right person, you know, they're going to smile when I overshare and not cringe, you know? Yeah, I really want to wear these tonight, my little tassel nipple covers. Yeah, I like it. I'm really excited. So yeah, so keep the questions coming. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ramble about some topic that you might not find as interesting. Okay, so let me tell you about something else maybe I have learned about doing a channel for a year. Okay, so your lifestyle and experience is so interesting to me, and I'd love to experience what you've experienced, but I'm definitely shy about it and fantasize about it. Being shy about it is fair, and I think that's why the virtual introduction, joining a virtual event, it doesn't get much more safe than that, man. You can use your own bathroom. You can turn on or off your camera at any time. It's never more easy than that. And especially when you know I'm going. I don't normally announce my plans in advance. The reason I'm doing so tonight is because it's a virtual event, and I actually want to encourage people to join, because this lifestyle changes your life, and you got to start somewhere. So the virtual place is pretty much, you know, where I met a lot of my friends here. So I'm just inviting you. Yeah. Okay, so let me think. So anything else that I've learned about doing a channel for a year? I've learned that you don't have to share all of your life with people. I show you mostly the good parts of my life. I don't cry on camera a lot. I cry in life a lot because I'm a sensitive person, and I process hard emotions sometimes just like other people. I just don't do it camera facing. And so sometimes, and I've talked to R about this, sometimes I struggle with how authentic I feel I am, because I'm showing you when I'm in my good moods and I'm happy, not when I'm like, you know, pissed off and being a Karen at some person who, like, you know, I just say I have bad days. I also have heartbreak. I have things that I don't show, and I don't necessarily want to show. It's not like I, I'm asking, do you want to see? I don't want to show. It's not why I'm here. But I don't want to over glamorize this lifestyle either. I mean, there's still feelings. You can still have jealousy. You can still be dumped for other people, even when, it's supposed to be more of an inclusive type of community. So you've just got to keep, your heart protected in as much as you would in the vanilla world. So that's one thing. I have learned that you should never rule anything out in this lifestyle, because when I first started, and I was walking around Oasis, I saw somebody in a collar and leash, and I was very confused. And I was like, why would someone do that? Now I own 2 collars, a leash. I've been in the collar. I put the collar on others. Sometimes you just need to be open-minded and let something sink in. And then maybe if you find interest or intrigue with it, then you pursue it. But for some things, I'm not interested in pursuing. I'm not interested in pain. I don't want my ass bruised. Some girls or some guys love it. I do not. Okay, so I'm going to answer some, as soon as you guys drop questions in, I'm answering them. Have you ever thought about maybe getting married and having a family someday? James, I never want children. I never want the responsibility of children. I've never wanted them. I don't want that life. I'm not maternal. I'm maternal with my kitty cat, but like, that's it. And my nieces, I love my nieces, but like, that's it. I wanted to have a life of peace. And I grew up in a non-peaceful home, and I grew up in a home where I didn't have a lot of control over my surroundings. And I think I've decided for the rest of my life, I want to be peaceful as much as I can and choose, what things I have in my life and what brings me joy, because they bring me joy and not because they would bring the people around me joy who just want to see me follow this template of what you're supposed to do as a human on this earth. And I don't like to follow the crowd. So I'm very, very happy to be child-free. I certainly don't feel like an old fucking maid, let's put it that way. Okay, let's keep going. Please drop any questions you could think in there. I'm happy to answer. We're hanging out on a Friday night. I've got 20 more minutes, and then I am dropping off this call, and I am turning on my Oasis Aqua Lounge virtual event, and I'm going to be attending there. So I hope you guys come. Again, I am not paid to promote them. I would always let you know if I was. I'm just saying there's lots of ways to join this lifestyle, and sometimes a virtual event is an easy way to join. All right, keep the questions coming, or I'll just keep the oversharing coming. Okay, so I actually had to move this today to make room, but I wanted to show you. This is something I bought for myself a long time ago. It says, because it makes me happy, next question. Now, I bought that because everyone makes choices in their life about what they do to bring them happiness. And sometimes people do things because they think that that's what brings them happiness, or that they're supposed to do that to bring them happiness. Like, for example, have a family. I don't think for me that would be what I'm looking for. I should also mention that I actually am not close with my own family. And so I don't actually spend holidays with people that I'm related to. So it is what it is. Life goes on. Sometimes you have to pick peace over toxic relatives. And that is, sometimes can be temporary, sometimes not. But for me personally, I don't have a close-knit family, and I never really did. Like, I had some close relationships with some of my siblings, but I have other siblings that I haven't talked to in years, and I don't plan to for years. So it is what it is. And those are the kinds of the parts of me that I don't show on my channel, but it doesn't really bother me either, because frankly, I did a lot of therapy and, worked that shit out. Here's something you don't know about me. I actually see a therapist every 2 weeks, virtually, because it is so fucking good for your mental health to have a paid support system if you can afford it. Because it's someone who is there for you, who can help you guide challenging situations. Maybe you had conflict with a friend, maybe you got your feelings hurt and you don't want to overreact with someone, things like that. So those are the things that I say, that I see a therapist every 2 weeks, a psychologist. She's a great resource. I feel like a more balanced human because I go to therapy. I just recommend that people don't shy away from things like that, especially if you've got work coverage from it, even if it's a few $100s. You could work out a sexual issue, you could work out a relationship issue. It's really helpful. And you shouldn't think that you're born knowing how to like do it all, you know? Like sometimes you need an expert to be like, let me help you unpack that issue so that you can move on. All right, any more oversharing you want from me, or do you have any other questions? All right, do you ever go to clubs in the US? So no, Michael, I haven't yet because I'm actually pretty new to swinging. I've only been doing it for a few years, and then the pandemic hit. And so ever since the pandemic hit, I hadn't traveled. And so if I were to travel now, it would be exclusively to go to sex clubs because that's what I want to do. I just need clubs like hedonism, desires, temptations, secrets, getaways. I want you guys to contact me, set me and my friend up for, an experience so I can vlog about it, maybe even do a private video tour when the place is not functional, and put it on YouTube. So if you guys want to invite me, my contact information is on TorontoUnicorn.com. I am happy to cover. I've already been invited to one actually in Atlanta that they said they have an attached hotel, which I thought a sex club that has an attached hotel is next level genius shit. So yeah, so I hope to even go there because I've been invited, so I hope to go. Yes, please invite me and my friends to come, and I will come and talk about it on YouTube. When do you go to Oasis? Do you drink and smoke to calm nerves? Okay, so I don't really have nerves anymore about Oasis, but I certainly smoke weed all the time. I smoke weed. Okay, I'll scroll up, Jim. I smoke weed all the time, and it's more just so I feel like myself. I feel more like myself when I am smoking weed than when I'm not smoking weed. And I've heard that from a lot of potheads too. For me, I have ADHD. I have a very fast moving brain and a lot of crossing train tracks, and I can like struggle with that. And so weed kind of helps my brain actually manage it a little bit better. So for me, I do that just to be kind of more normal around people. Some people drink so that they have a better time. Some people take tequila shots before they go upstairs and have sex. Whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, let's keep reading. So Jim, you said I have to scroll up. Okay, so let me roll up. Scroll, blah, 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 blah. Can you just write it again if I missed it though? Yeah, I don't see it, Jim. Jim, can you write it again? Okay. To be honest, I might not have missed it. Sometimes they don't show it if it's potentially, they sometimes pull them aside and I can't see them. Okay, so just write it again and I'll answer. And then the next one says, I bet she's the party when her and R show up. That's just it. When me and R show up, we're gonna have that fun at that club, and we're gonna give an honest review of it after. So, it's not like I'm there to promote anybody. I'm there to give an experience review, and that's the other thing. So yeah, I don't see it either. Thank you, Fun Love My Couple. I should almost give you like moderation rights because it's really helping me out. So you guys only have me for a few more minutes. So if you want to ask me any burning questions, if you ask me like what was my favorite sexual experience, what's my favorite video, I'm actually thinking of putting a playlist together of my top 10 favorite videos I've ever done so that people can see what I think are the best. I do think my classic grunge video that I put out today, it is a short video, so it doesn't usually get the same kind of exposure, but it is me in a short dress and, at a parking lot kind of thing. And I really like my artistic expression in it. Having said that, YouTube, social media is very censored. It is very tame compared to what I have on my fan page. So check that out if you're interested. Somebody asked also about the Oasis site. You can Google Oasis Aqua Lounge virtual website. You'll get the link. I'll be putting that on my website basically soon so that people can get it there as well. Okay, so let me keep reading. Have I been airtight? Yeah, so I haven't. When you say airtight, do you mean 2 holes or 3? Because I have never had DP. I have never had one in the number 2 and one in the number 1. But I have had one in the mouth and one in the pussy, and that was my favorite so far. I want it again. That's on my list, like ASAP for the right guys. Okay, I'm 60 years old, Jim. Have been in lifestyle for 15 years. Having trouble finding a unicorn, to sail to the Bahamas. Am I missing something? Sailing to the Bahamas, you're asking somebody to come in an isolated boat with no escape other than a life jacket. I don't know how many people would say yes to that unless they really knew you. Having said that, I think it's funny that the couple that I had my very first threesome with, they actually recently got a boat and they are literally on their way to the Bahamas in it. And like she's actually like they swing. So I was like, well, you could, there's unicorns that are also just the female half of a couple too. You could also have a swap situation where the females are basically swapping. We'll see. But yeah, no, I think that would be my question about why you might not be able to get somebody to do that. But here's what I would do. There's those sites that you can go and say, you're looking for a travel companion. There's sites like this where single travelers can go and look for a traveling companion. Why don't you put it up there and put a pineapple in it and say, looking for a swinger friendly lady who would love to go on a boat ride. You might find someone who's getting fresh off a divorce or something who would love to take a fucking vacation from the world. I just think put it in front of those people who might be looking for a unique experience. Keep the questions coming. 3-holes. No. So I haven't been 3-holed. I have never seen it done yet in live, only in porn. Oh, okay. So box all caps. Ari's raising her hand. What are you raising your hand for? All right. So I've got only a few minutes left. I'm going to be very excited to go and join the Oasis platform. I'm also going to be smoking a joint on camera because I don't care if I like cough on there. Where here, I'm like, I think that I can mute myself there easier than I could do it here. And I'm a pot smoker. We cough. What can I say? I'm just so fucking honest. I'm so honest. While I'm in my honesty state, is there anything else you'd like to know from me? Let me think if there's anything I want to share. How about this? I will share that I am currently looking for fans who have been personally touched by my work, my content, and feel it has changed their life and want to send me a video clip under a minute I have an email address on my website, TorontoUnicornLingerie@gmail.com. I do not want dick pics. If I ever find someone who sends me a dick video or dick pic without my consent, I will literally not be a happy camper. But if you could make a video clip of you guys saying, if you want, I can absolutely blur your faces. Of course, I would get sign off on that. Or you can just put your face out of camera and just record, here down even, right? And say a video of what Toronto Unicorn's content has done for your relationship, for your life, whatever, for your confidence, and send that to me. Me and R have decided to kind of maybe put a little compilation together and see if we can accumulate some of this content. So feel free to send that along. I do want to know where I'm touching people, where I'm helping people, because there's currents of energy against me as well as people who are cheering for me. And I think that the more people I know who I'm making an impact on, the longer I'll be able to do this. I just feel it's worthwhile to share my life like this so far. So, all right, I've got about 1 or 2 minutes left. Is there anything else? Let's see here. Ray says he's fixing to use a 6-shooter tonight. I use mine all the time. Being stuck on a boat with someone is risky if you don't know each other. It's risky even if you do know each other. Like, geez. But you know what? Some people are free spirits and would love to. Hello from England. Hello. And would do that. But you might just need to sprinkle that in front of the right audiences. But finding a unicorn is hard enough. You're asking a unicorn to go on a boat with you to another country. I just think you might want to manage your expectations on that. Like maybe you could go and have sex on the boat with a unicorn, but like, do you have to like go to the Bahamas? I don't know. But, not insulting your fantasy by any means, but just for now, you might need to figure out a way to put that in front of the right people. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions before I sign off and go to the Oasis virtual site? I'm so happy I'm feeling better, by the way, because now I can do more videos. I still can't hear my own voice the same. Like I have an inner ear slight thing still, but the good news is I'm pretty sure I sound back to normal, and that's all that matters. Well, I have had a blast. You guys are awesome. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me tonight. If I see some of you in the virtual platform and you came from my YouTube channel, I want you to say so on the Oasis platform. Yes, I still fly. I just haven't since COVID. We are off to a club in London tomorrow. That is so exciting. So exciting. Yeah, there's clubs all over the world, all over the world. And lots of swingers. Um, Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, some people don't keep it month to month, but they do it just once in a while. All right, let me see here. So take care. Looking forward to notification and new content. You guys are so sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching my content and leaving all these thoughtful comments. It means the world to me. Yeah, check out my website. I've always got things on there. And if you have any content or question ideas, let me know. I read them. I don't always get to answer all your comments. I really do try. If I missed any tonight, I'll go back and look. So thank you, everybody. I'll chat again soon.